What's up, everybody? This is a full body mobility session. This is great for off days, before workouts, after workouts, before bed, after bed. Really, anytime you just want to move around a little bit, loosen up, but you don't want an extremely hard workout or a lift session. So we're going to get straight into it. The first one that I'm going to start with is going to be back on the mat here, so I have a little bit of traction. Okay, I'm going to go wide feet here. Okay, how do I know if my feet are wide enough? Well, if you straighten out your arms, your ankles should be about underneath your hands. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Cossack squat. I'm going to side lunge into one side and then add a Cossack squat. So I sit into one side. Details here, notice this foot is flat, this toe is up. I hold it here for a couple seconds. Now I'm going to transition into a Cossack squat, which is just sitting into the other side while keeping my head and my hips low. Okay, I go back to that first side and I stand up. Now I'll go into the other side. Side lunge, toe up, Cossack to one side, Cossack to the other, and then back up. Okay, we'll do two more each side. So side lunge, Cossack, and back up. Good, one more each side. Again, I'm using my hands here to reach out in front of me. That helps me sit back. Just a natural counterbalance. And back up. Okay. Now next, we're going to go into a reverse lunge with a reach. Okay, so watch what I do here. I step back, I drop the back knee, and I'm going to reach over the same side shoulder of the leg that's in front. So I reach here over the right shoulder, step back up, other side, over the left shoulder. Now, as I'm reaching, I'm trying to push my hips forward as I'm reaching my hands back. Two more. When I'm reaching, pushing the hips forward, I want to try to feel this in the front side of the hip. And relax. Now, next up, we're going to go, excuse me, into a reverse toe touch. So what we're doing here, feet are underneath the hips. As I squat down, my heels come up, my hands, my fingertips are on the floor here. And what I want to think about as I straighten my legs is getting my heels to the ground. Okay, heels to the ground, hips up. When I think about trying to get my chest as close as I can to my thighs every time that I reach my hips up. Okay, now next we're going to go, excuse me, into this lunge here. Okay, so I'm going to step forward. I'm going to place my hands, okay? My right hand is on the outside of that same side foot. My left hand is on that same horizontal line. This back knee is up, and watch what I do. I reach here, replace the foot, and I step back here. Okay, I'm going to go other side. Hands, knee is up. Here, I reach, and then back. All right. Now, next up, we're going to take a seat here. We're going to go chest down. Okay, so chest is down here against the mat. Now, I'm going to straighten out both hands to the side here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my left hand planted. I'm going to reach my right leg, my opposite side leg, up and over to get a nice chest stretch here. The other side. Now, as I'm in this stretch here, you can use this hand to adjust how much weight you have or how intense the stretch is. All right, so if you want more of a stretch, you press more here to raise the chest up. If you want less of a stretch, you don't press as much. Now, if you feel this in your elbow, think about putting your thumb down. So I don't know if you can see my hand here, but if you feel it in the elbow, you might have to rotate that thumb down or your palm up, and that will release a little bit of that stress that you feel in the elbow. Next is going to be a very similar movement, but instead of for the shoulders and the chest, we're going to do this for our hip flexors. Okay, so we call these scorpions. So I'm just here, okay, hands are together, forehead's on top of the hands, and I reach this leg over, I try to tap it on the other side, and I alternate. And relax. Next, we're going to get into a seated cross-leg position here. And we're going to start with a couple twists here. So what I do, I take my right hand, I put it right outside of my left hip, and then my left hand, goes back behind, and I'm trying to turn my shoulders. I'm trying to look over my shoulder here. The other side. And each time you twist, try to get a little bit deeper into that twist. Two more each side. Good, now staying in the same position here, we're gonna do a modified child's pose, okay? So a cross-legged child's pose. So I'm crossed here. I wanna reach my hands forward. I wanna try to get my chest as close as I can to my lower leg here, to my thighs, to my calves. So I'm here, some side-to-side movement, at least for me, feels good. You can also walk your hands to one side and the other to get a little bit more of a stretch into the side body. Okay, and we want to make sure that we do both sides. So I cross my legs the other way. This way is weird for me. You'll probably have one way that feels good and another one that doesn't feel quite as natural, which is this side for me. But we want to make sure we get both sides here. So again, walk your hands out. A little bit of side-to-side movement. Hands to one side and to the other. And relax. Last one we're going to do here is for our adductors or for our groin. Okay, so I'm sitting on my left knee. My left butt cheek, my left glute is on my left heel. I straighten out the opposite side leg, so the right leg. Now, for me, this feels a lot better if I point the toe up. That works a little bit more hamstring along with the adductor. Some people will go here, but it just doesn't feel right to me. If it feels good for you, of course, feel free. But I like to point this toe up. Now, important concept here is both hands are on the inside of the knee, okay, or the knees. A lot of people will go here, which takes away the stretch, which is obviously not what we're trying to do. So both hands on the inside of the knee. Okay, sometimes, again, some movement, some rocking back and forth here. Bouncing up and down will feel good. You can also, if you want a deeper stretch, straighten out your right hand or the same side hand of the leg that is stretched out. And then with your left hand, reach it underneath your hips and try to get this shoulder down towards the ground. So I'm here. Okay, we'll switch sides and straighten this leg out, bounce up and down. Another important detail here is that we want some weight on the hands. If you sit all the way back, you're not going to feel this stretch too much in the adductor. Probably feel it more in the quad and in the knee here. So put some weight into your hands, both hands on the inside of the knees, bounce up and down. Some movement always feels good with these stretches. Again, if you want a deeper stretch, straighten out the same side arm of the leg that's straight, reach underneath the hips, and try to get that shoulder to the mat. And relax. Okay, so a quick full body mobility session there. Again, good for any time that you just want to move around a little bit, loosen up. That one got me a little bit sweaty, which isn't a bad thing. Okay, there's a little bit more movement in those than some of the other mobility sessions that I have. But as always, if you liked the video, please throw me a like, throw me a subscribe for more content like this. If you want specific body part mobility sessions, please leave those down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.